If you're in software development, you're probably aware of CMMI, but if you're not in embedded software development, you probably don't know about the industry standards that guarantee code quality in these industries. So let me introduce them. So first of all, most of these industrial standards will have a gradation of activities based on the criticality of the software. In other words, what is the worst that can happen if your software fails? Depending on the consequences, you will have more or less activities to do. So for example, in avionics, in DO 178, if you're a level E, that means there's not much happening in case of an error. So you're not going to have that many certification activities that you need to undertake. On the other hand, if it's a level A, which means everybody dies, people on the ground may die, then you will have to spend a lot more time testing and ensuring quality. One other thing that they have in common is, as my friend Vance Hilderman explains, you're guilty before being proven innocent. So they will ask you, what are you going to do? So you need to document that, do what you said you would, and then prove to me that you actually did what you said you would do. So it's very procedural. There's lots of documentation that needs to be written and artifacts that need to be accumulated. Of course, there are some major differences. So for example, in ISO 26262 in automotive, it describes at length what you need to do for integration and unit testing. While in DO 178 in avionics, it does not talk about unit test. The only thing is that if you want to achieve structural code coverage, which is a requirement, you probably have to do unit testing. One key difference is the enforcement mechanism. In avionics, it's simple. If you do not comply with the standard, you don't fly, because no government will want to have a civilian airplane that is not certified landing in their backyard. On the other hand, if you're in automotive, you don't have that kind of mechanism. It's self-regulated. This being said, if you do not comply, you have a crash, and then there's a lawyer somewhere realizing it, you're in for millions of dollars in lawsuits. Obviously, 2 minutes, 20 seconds is not enough to go through that wonderful wall of standards. But if you have any comments, please leave them or feel free to contact me.